Good Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Jazz Borganza here. Another episode of What's Next. We're going to have a little fun today. We are going back to the land of woke. And, those of us who are Gen Xers, those of us who grew up in the 80s and the 90s, have seen their iconic television programs and cartoons been rebooted and trashed. From He-Man to She-Ra to Transformers to G.I. Joe. Thank you, Kevin Smith, with those. Well, He-Man and She-Ra. Well, He-Man basically, but still, you get the gist. With all the rebutts, and I call them rebutts, most recently in the last few years, we've had MacGyver, we've had Magnum P.I., and now we get Doogie Howser. Now, the last time I heard that Doogie Howser was going to get a rebut was late last year, earlier this year. But now the show's gotten hit with backlash. Yeah. How the left love to eat their own. So let's take a look. This comes out of the Blaze. Excuse me for not having this ready. Outrage erupts over Doogie Howser reboot because title actress isn't native Hawaiian, only half Asian. You can see her there. A reboot of the popular 90s television hit Doogie Howser was hit with backlash of outrage after some objected to the half Asian American actress portraying the half native Hawaiian lead character. The show, Doogie Kamealoha, MD. Really? Wow. Is a reimagining of the old show but set with a female lead, because of course it is, while some praise the show for being more diverse, because of course it is, than the original. Others complained that it wasn't fully representation. Disney, I'll leave it to DisneyWoke, I'll tell you, couldn't get an actual Native American to play Doogie Kamealoha, huh? Said one disappointed social media user. Quote, "This is why AAPI, Asian American and Pacific Islander, is a harmful label and perpetuates the idea that Asian and PIs are interchangeable. The title character, Lahaila, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I apologize if not, Doogie, wow, Kamealoha, is being portrayed by actress Peyton Elizabeth Lee, who is Chinese on her father's side and Irish Italian on her mother's side. Hey, that's diverse for you, baby. The character is half native Hawaiian and half Irish. Some on social media thought it was problematic to have an actress of half Chinese descent portraying a character who's supposed to be Hawaiian. Quote, "I think I'm going to rant about Disney casting a non-indigenous actor as an indigenous character because I have time tonight. I'm very peeved." Some tweeted angrily at CAPE, the Coalition for Asian Pacific Entertainment, for praising the show on Twitter. Quote, "Why are you promoting a show that casts a non-native Hawaiian actor when the role is Native American? I'm sorry, Native Hawaiian, excuse me. Why would an actor take that role, especially knowing that the history and problems of whitewashing Asian roles?" Said, quote, a queer indigenous news outlet. Quote, "Get Pacific Islander out of your name, bio, mouth if you're not going to care that they cast a non-Pacific Islander to play the Kanaka MC," said another, using the native Hawaiian name for Hawaiians. Quote, "It really hurts when you're an organization that's for Asians and Pacific Islanders and yet not commenting on how this show is complicit in erasure of Kanaka Maoli, Read another quotable tweet. "We are highly unrepresented. Yes, once again, malrepresentation. And misrepresented the media, which is sick, and no one seems to care." For those of you interested, here's the trailer.
Out of the way! You two, keep everyone back! I'm here to help you. This looks like a tension pneumothorax. I need to borrow this. Sorry!
Saved him. Who is this kid?
My daughter, the doctor.
Earlier today, a man's life was saved by a local teen doctor.
Dr. Kamealoha will be taking care of you.
Aloha, Mr. Lim.
Is this some kind of practical joke?
You know who she's like? Remember Doogie Howser? That show from the 90s? She's like a real-life Doogie Howser. That's why we call her Doogie.
I never made the connection.
Oh my God. Oh my. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
Having a superpower.
Doctor, may I have a word with you? I think we got a little something
Ew,
right now.
Mom. Gross.
Well, are you hungry? I love you, Doctor. It's impossible to work with Lahela and be her mom. She shuts me out.
I was hoping you could take the car.
I'm afraid not.
A second ago, you were my boss. You don't get to control my entire life.
Well, yeah, she does because you're underage and you're a minor. But who cares? You're a doctor.
Sister has so much to learn. I think she just needs room to make mistakes like all teenagers. I'm afraid she's missing out.
Tomorrow night will be my first date with Walter. Hey.
Hi.
Have fun, you two.
I kissed Walter.
Yeah. Wow. For them to give so-called homage. I'm sorry, my thoughts. Excuse me. Out of character there for a second. But no. For Disney, once again, I have no qualms with the actress, with the other actors on the show. A couple of you may be familiar with the parents, who portray her parents anyway. I don't want to slam the show. I really don't. But it's so hard not to. You throw a little bone. Hey, you know who she reminds me of? That character from the 90s, Doogie Howser. Really? Really? That's how you pay homage? And I know if you ask Neil Patrick Harris, like I said, he has come to qualms after 30 years of it. He knows it was a groundbreaking show at that time because no other network attempted to do a show about a teenager who was a medical genius, but still yet a teenager wet behind the ears when it comes to social life. This is just a complete flip on its head. We're going to take a white Doogie Howser and put in a Native Hawaiian, well, not Doogie, but calling her Doogie. And yet, the biggest outrage is, well, you know, in reality, she's half Chinese. She's not even Hawaiian. So why is she playing this role? And it's on Disney Plus. It's not a surprise that it's not on ABC, which of course was the original network for Doogie Howser. But I like I said, I don't want to slam the show, but it's so hard not to. It is. It's so hard not to. The wokeness is just dripping over this whole entire show. They're trying so hard for more representation. You know, it's trying to check off all the boxes. My diversity, my representation, my skin color, what's between my legs. They are trying to check off all the boxes. And yeah, whatever. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below, like it, share, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. As we leave the land of woke. Fun times. Peace.